What's up, guys, and welcome back to GMAN Sports. Something I never thought I'd talk about, but it's something that I've been wanting to actually bring onto my main channel, Walking Tall, but because it's so rugby orientated and motivational, I don't think it would have fit with the audience. So now that we're brand new, starting from scratch, I wanted to focus on Jake Paul versus AnEsonGib, taking place technically for South Africa Friday at 4 a.m. For the UK, it's 2 a.m. and obviously it's Thursday for the Americans. Two passionate, now pro fighters going against each other. You have the arrogance of Jake Paul versus the madness of AnEsonGib. Both crazy buggers who are wanting to knock each other's block off for this fight. It's going to be something special. I know the boxing community are like 60-40 on this, thinking, jeepers, how can we let these YouTubers in? To be honest with me personally, I think it's great. I think it's bringing in a young audience for boxing. For me personally, when I first watched Joe Weller and Malfoy Theo Baker, that was something funny and entertaining. Then when KSI got involved, I started becoming more interested in boxing, and through that, watching Logan and KSI in the first fight, I was really invested and started paying attention to boxing as well as the second fight. And now we got Jake and AnEson going at it, and now I'm even more invested in focusing, and now I'm talking about it on my YouTube channel. So I think it's going to be an absolutely entertaining fight, and it's pretty unpredictable in my opinion, because you've got Jake Paul, who's got experience, he's got his confidence, he's got his boost, he's got the build, he's got the size advantage. But then you've got AnEsonGib, who I think a lot of people are writing off and forgetting that this young chap has won 2 fights. Yes, his fighting style was crazy and all over the place, but he still won 2 amateur fights. Jake's won 1 against Deji. Deji wasn't a real boxer. For those who don't know, Deji's KSI's little brother. So for me, I think it's going to be an interesting battle, and Deji did still knock Jake and made him bleed, and I think shocked him a bit. So it's going to be an absolutely entertaining battle. We saw the first press conference. Jake had his moments with his arrogance and all that stuff. AnEson was very held back. I think he was nervous. It was press conference time. He doesn't enjoy all that stuff. Not a big media boy. He's more on his... He wants to get to the fight. He wants to get the job done. And then you got second press conference, a little bit more quiet. It was very quick in my opinion. I think it was like 10 minutes, if even. And, there was no entertainment. There was no excitement. There was no fight. AnEson tries to be respectful. Jake calls him stupid, big nose, all that stuff. It just gets cringy to watch. Watched in the weigh-ins that took place earlier today, and similar things. It was cringe. AnEson looked pumped and fired up and respectful, paying the respect. Jake in the second press conference was holding his hands like this. I mean, he looks stupid. And now he goes on the aggressive and just pushes AnEsonGib to, I think, try and knock him off and scare him a bit. Trying to be a bit like the great Conor McGregor, but he's freaking far from that, man. In his dreams, he'll get there. But, so yeah, I was disappointed. It wasn't... He just, even in the face-off, there was no respect from Jake. I mean, AnEson trying to say, so what are your thoughts? What is your coach's treat? How do they treat you? And then Paul is like, I don't understand your English. You're stupid. You big nose. That's all he can say. The man claims he's against bullying, yet he's bullying the guy, mocking him about his nose, calling him stupid. Yes, it's mind games. Yes, it's trash talk. But use your brain when you do a trash talk. Learn, if you want to be Conor McGregor, learn from the man, because he at least backs up what he says. Although, having said that, Jake probably will too. But it was cringeworthy. Now, this all came about was when AnEson wanted Jake. He wanted him hard. And Jake wanted to do Soldier Boy. He wanted to do other guys. One of the Oaks was a sort of boxer. He got knocked out. And then, because of media, because of the polls that were going on, everyone wanted Jake versus AnEson. KSI, Jake versus AnEson. A big giver. He wanted 7-figure giver. Wanted this title, or well, it is a title opportunity, because he's going to take Jake's belt if he wins. And he wanted it, and he got it. And Jake finally was forced into the pressure to fight this man. And I'm excited to see this fight because I want to see Jake Paul up against competition, because we can't predict who's going to win, in my opinion, because you got Jake, who's an athlete. He's brilliant at what he does. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the kid, but he's good at what he does. And AnEson, we've known he's won 2 amateur fights, but he's a bit messy. How has his training worked? We've seen, yes, the odd video or two, but how is he going to match to the pressure of an audience and a bigger audience than what he had at Logan and KSI 1? It's going to be massive. You've now got proper boxers. There's, 3 world title fights or 2 world title fights after these boys. So you got that pressure. You know people with a boxing brain is watching you. So you need to be focused. You need to make sure you've done the work and the homework. And both of them have claimed they have done exactly that. So we will have to wait and see what happens in this fight. I want Big Gibber to win, but I also want Jake to win. And why I say Jake is because I want KSI versus Jake Paul, because I think that has the potential to be an incredible media event. Logan and KSI was absolutely awesome. We saw entertainment there. Yes, there was the 2-point drop. I thought Logan had it on him and could have beaten KSI, but you know, we all tend to agree to disagree. There were times when KSI also won or had the upper hand, but for me, Logan won. I prefer Logan out of the Paul brothers. But KSI versus Jake Paul is going to be absolutely mental and massive. So for me, if Gib wins, I don't think we will see KSI versus Jake, because KSI is going to say, you can't even beat Big Gibber, you're not coming anywhere near him. But we'll have to wait and see. My heart wants Gibber to win, but my head is telling me Jake Paul's going to win. We'll have to wait and see at the fight. Let me know your thoughts. If you watch the boxing, who do you think is going to win, Jake Paul or 7-figure Gibber? I'm hoping Big Gibber wins, but I think Jake Paul might just edge him. Is it going to be a knockout? I don't think so. I think it's going to go all the way to the 6th round. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys real soon for another one. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never